Good morning, YouTube.
Buongiorno, everybody. Buongiorno. This is Jackie Henry from REMAX Desert Showcase.
And I'm Steve Valley with Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Welcome to
Demystifying Real Estate.
Hey, thanks for joining us this morning. Hey, before we go any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button below and also hit the little bell so that you'll get any information that we put out. We'll get it right away, and we'd love to see you as part of our programming team.
Every time she says bell, hit the little bell, I always want to go ding.
Yes, because that's what it does on YouTube. It goes ding.
So, Jackie.
Yes, Steve.
I get questions once in a while. How does a person know how to pick a good realtor or real estate agent? What do they look for when choosing a real estate agent?
That's a really good question, and I have some answers.
Awesome.
All right, so it depends. I mean, there are some general rules for buyers and sellers. You want to make sure that the agent, if you're, okay, so let's do some general ideas here. That you want to check out their reviews on the internet.
Okay.
The internet is the most important place you can look for reviews. You can go to all the different major names, and I'm not going to name them all, but you know who we're talking about. They're out there. You can check out your reviews. Do they communicate well? Have they listened to you what you wanted? Did they do everything you needed to do? Check out those reviews. People
absolutely. Hopefully, in at least one of the reviews, they're going to be a good negotiator.
Yes, they're going to. Yeah. That's what you want to look for, is a good negotiator.
And you can't really tell just by interviewing them whether or not they're a good negotiator. That's something that you've got to rely on, something like the reviews.
No, you absolutely can't. Because it comes down to when it gets into the trenches. You know, and what was the final outcome? Did they work for you? Did they get you what you needed? Now, sometimes they can't always get you what you need, and they're still good negotiators, but are they going to go to bat for you? So that's something you want to look at.
Absolutely. So, can they also friend you on Facebook?
They can friend you on Facebook, which is a really good idea, so you can see what they've been doing. Most agents have both a business page and a personal page. You want to look on both pages if you have the time, because you want to see what people are saying about them, and also what kind of person are they.
Yeah, what kind of person are they? Absolutely. I think that's important these days.
It's very important these days. So the other thing you want to know is, first, are they full-time or part-time?
Okay, that's good.
If they're part-time, then, you know, I hate to say this, I would run away from them, because this market is changing so quickly and so fast. You want to have somebody that's on top of it and does this for a living and knows how to negotiate. Back to that negotiating.
Absolutely.
So part-time, full-time, not a good thing. Stay away from those part-time agents. They're not going to give you what you need.
I always think of it this way. If you need a heart valve replacement or a bypass or something like that,
yes.
Who are you going to go to? A part-time doctor or a full-time doctor?
Right, exactly. You're definitely going to want to go to somebody who does more than one heart surgery a year. So that's true. You want to ask them, as a buyer's agent, now you want to ask them, have they worked in your price range? Do they know any programs that can help them as a buyer? So that's where your team would come in play. You want to make sure you have a good team with you, a good lending team. Steve and I are a great team. He has a lot of great programs for down payment assistance programs. I know what they are. I don't know how exactly they work. That's not my job. That's his job. And I call him. We work really well like that, because I call him when I have any real estate lender questions, and he calls me when he has any real estate questions.
Absolutely. So that I can say is super important.
Yes.
First of all, like she said, good agents have a team. Second of all, I don't answer real estate questions. I may know the answer, but she's the expert. Don't go to a real estate agent who's going to be trying to answer all of your lender questions, because guidelines change, things change. They may understand something slightly different than is actually the case,
right.
Just because from their perspective, this is what happened on one of my old deals. But guidelines change, things change. I'm the expert when it comes to lender. If they should always refer you to the money person when it comes to the money.
That's right.
And when it comes to the home, that's when your real estate agent is important.
So you want to make sure that you have an agent that has that kind of a team. And I don't mean a team like I happen to be the platinum team. We have people that are actually a team that work with us. when I say team, because I don't want to dish any of the single agents out there that are not teams, because they are some amazing agents out there. But do they have a lender in there that works with them? Do they have a
Home inspector.
Home inspector that they can do it? Do they have somebody that can help us with repairs on a short notice?
Yep.
Or
Title, home warranty.
all of those people are considered on your team.
Yeah, as a real estate agent, if they have any type of experience, they're gonna know who the best are.
That's right. And we know, like, there's certain lenders that every agent in the valley will get a pre-qual from certain lenders out there,
And they'll cringe.
and they'll cringe. So that is not what we want to happen to you. We certainly want to make sure that you know who you're dealing with, and I can't name who they are, but if you call me, I'll tell you who not to go to. So the next thing we're going to talk about is sellers. Now, there's a different way for a seller to pick an agent.
Okay.
Okay.
How is that?
Well, the seller wants to, because there are some agents that are unscrupulous, they'll come in and tell you whatever you want to hear. Now,
Okay. As far as
pricing and whether or not you have to do anything at all to your house to sell it.
so, if I have a $300,000 home and I tell the agent, well, I think I deserve $350 for it, and they say, oh, I could get you that.
Yes, I can get you that. How often I've heard that, and then found out later they've gone with the agent that actually did say that they could get them more money, and 4 months later it's still on the market, and now they're dropping the price to where I originally told them.
Which actually could be even worse because you spend a lot of time on the market, and then people start thinking, okay, what's wrong with the house?
Exactly, and that's exactly what people think. Why hasn't it sold?
Yeah.
People don't immediately go to, oh, it's overpriced. They immediately go to, there's some repairs that are wrong with the house.
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with the house?
Absolutely.
So
I've heard that a lot.
my advice would be to get 3 agents that give you comps. And if somebody comes in above those comps, because all agents look at the same information. We go on the MLS, we do the same things. Now, you want to make sure that when they come over with the comps, is the comps in your subdivision? Are they within a mile from your home?
Are they like your home, preferably model matches?
Model matches if possible, if not like for like, meaning are they 2 stories or 2 story, 1 story to 1 story, 4 bedroom to 4 bedroom. Now, there are some things in that, because if you only have 3 bedrooms selling and you have a 4 bedroom, there are some adjustments that can be made for those. But if your agent
But
is...
you certainly don't want an 1,800 square foot home that you own and they're comparing it to a 3,000
Oh
square
yeah,
foot
if you
home,
see
right?
that or see comps in a zip code instead of your area,
They don't know what they're doing.
they know what they're doing, and that happens a lot. I run up against agents that have listed a house and they said, well, I've got 6 comps in the subdivision or in the zip code. That's not going to fly with the appraiser.
Yeah, keep in mind, with things like that, if they're coming in with a price that's way higher than everyone else, and you decide on them just because of that, you could be shooting yourself in the foot.
Yes.
because it can sit on the market for a while.
Even in this market.
Even in this market, people start to think something's wrong with it. They start dropping the price,
Yes.
and you end up getting lower for the house than you would have
Yes.
got with a good agent.
Yes, that's very important. You want to make sure. So if they got 3 agents that have given you 3 comps, and they should all be within a couple $1,000s of each other. And that's because everybody does adjustments a little different. They've learned a little different, but not enough that should make $50,000 or even $20,000 difference. So
Yeah,
remember,
absolutely.
within a mile or within the subdivision, like for like, if they start deviating from that, they don't know what they're doing. Run for the hills.
Awesome. What next?
Next is also if they discount their services right off the bat. Now, have I given a discount? Yes, of course I have. Will I continue to if it's warranted? I certainly will. However, if somebody comes in right off the bat and says, "Hey, I'll sell your house for 4%," well, first off, let me tell you, if you don't put 3% or at least 2.5% offer to the buyer's agent, your house is not going to get shown even in this market. You need to at least offer them 2.5% to 3%. I always tell my sellers, I make 3%. What do you want to pay the buyer? Because you're basically paying the buyer. So tell me, do you want to sell your house fast? Do you want to sell your house slow? Because if you put a lower commission in there, it goes at the bottom of the pile. I'm sorry, we're realtors. We make a living doing this. Something that's going to pay me less and I have to do the same amount of work, guess what? I'm not going to go there first. I'll still sell your house, but it's human nature to go to where you're going to get paid the most amount of money. So
You get what you pay for.
you get what you pay for.
It is what it really comes down to.
Yes.
It's kind of like You go to, again, let's refer to doctors.
Right.
Do you want to go to the doctor that is recommended, or do you want to go to the doctor that's like, oh, I could do that operation for, half the price?
Half the price. Yikes.
Oh, no problem. I'll discount that. I'll do it for $1,500.
Yeah, and you'll be home the next day in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You don't want to do that for sure. Don't do that.
Yeah. So you really want to go with somebody who's charging really what the market charges.
Right, exactly. And there are some reasons to discount those commissions, and then you can get into those personally if you want to give me a call or private message me. We can talk about commissions and why they change on some things and why they shouldn't. So, but my number is 623-910-7249. That's my direct line. You'll get me every time.
And my number is 602-410-9087. Hey, I just want to cover one more thing before we actually sign off.
One more thing, what?
We talked earlier, and we didn't cover this yet. We talked earlier, what if somebody has a friend or relative that's a real estate agent?
Really good point. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I can't believe we missed that. So yes. Okay, so I have very mixed feelings about this because why I have relatives and friends that I help all the time. Now, unless your agent that you're looking at, relative or friend, is a crackerjack agent and been in the business a while and knows what they're doing, I would tell you to not hurt their feelings, but try not to use these folks because it's going to cause problems down the line. If they don't know what they're doing or they're new to the business, you don't want to use them just because they're your relative or your friend, because this is the most expensive thing you're going to buy in your lifetime. So very important that you use somebody that knows what the heck they're doing.
Absolutely.
Because think about Thanksgiving dinner and a relative that did a really bad job and you ended up with a really bad house.
Yeah, we hear those stories all the time. I selected so and so, whether it's an agent or a lender, and they come to regret it.
Yes.
Yes. And we're not saying don't use them. We're just saying qualify them like you would qualify anybody else.
Right. How many houses have they sold? How long have they been in the business? Are they doing it full time? How can they help you? I mean, these are important questions. Are they working part-time? That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Or they've only sold a couple houses. Now, we've all started in the business somewhere and we all had to get our feet wet. So if you're just starting out and you feel comfortable that they're honest and they're going to work hard, I don't want to tell you not to use your relatives. I'm just, like Steve said, just qualify them. Make sure they know what they're doing, or at least have a team behind them that can help them.
Yeah, we just want you to get the best deal.
Right, and if it's not us, make sure you get qualify the people you're going to use.
Awesome. Well, that's it for today's episode of Demystifying Real Estate.
Yes, stay tuned next. We're going to be starting next month in the fall, a new series of what to do in Phoenix in the fall.
Awesome.
So,
I'm so excited.
I know. Steve and I are going to go to different places. We're going to look to film from those places like the zoo and the botanical gardens and wildlife and places like that, so you'll get to see some fun places, and we'll still do our little Demystifying Real Estate while we're out having fun.
Yep.
So you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and give us a call if you have any questions.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.